you wanna? What's up, guys? I am here live at the National Museum of Funeral History in North Houston. This is a unique museum dedicated to um, funeral rites and things they do here in the United States and some places around the world. Um, it's not very busy. I think we're the only ones here. They close at 4 o'clock. They are open, so you can visit. You just have to make sure to wear a mask. Here are their hours. Face masks are required. They're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, Saturday, 10 to 5, and Sunday, noon to 5. You can go to their website, nmfh.org. To open it, thank you. You thought you. My mom is helping me out today. But this is more than just a museum. It's part of a mortuary school. So the museum was built kind of, I think, after the mortuary school. And here is the Waltrip family. Special. Oh, okay. I'm getting updates on the Astros game right now. So we are live. This is October 7th, 2020. Tom Reichert Jr. So yeah, museum, you can become museum members here, different levels of membership. Okay. That's the president of the museum. So she's going to join us shortly. Mom, do you want to be the camera? Okay, yay, that both hands. Yeah. You enter and exit through the gift shop. So let's just take a little walk through the gift shop first. There's cool like stuff, like funeral stuff in the gift shop. This is special, it's October, it's Halloween time. So this is definitely a place you might want to come and get your Halloween decorations. You can get stuff for your pets, Day of the Dead decor. A lot of religious things here, so you can get your crosses and your Pope statues there.
Am I doing okay?
Yeah, you do. Here, I'll just this. Some Frida Kahlo. I think for the Day of the Dead stuff, there may be a Frida exhibit here. I'm not exactly sure what exhibits they have right now, but some literature on Day of the Dead. All kinds of cool Day of the Dead stuff. Little casket decorations. Oh yeah, those cool posters. Look at those. I like those, black and white. These are pretty metal. Embalming fluid advertisements. You can't go wrong with those. Any day above ground is a good one. That's their slogan here. Any day above ground is a good one. So I guess today is a good day. In dog years I'm dead. Oh, got your shot glasses, your golf balls, any kind of stuff you can. You've got your own Undertaker old-fashioned root beer and bottled water, natural spring water. Might have to take some of that with me. Even the little guy has a mask on. You would think they would want us to not wear masks to help keep the funeral business going.
People are just dying to get in.
People are dying to get in here. There you go. Oh, look at these masks. You have a Bucky's mask. That's kind of funny. That's really pretty though. That Day of the Dead mask, you can see it open. That's a really pretty mask.
It's got the little pocket.
You can put a filter in there if you like. That's really nice.
I might get one of these. How much are these?
I don't know how much they are. What is it? Does it say on the?
It's just got a number. I guess they have to look it up with the number. Here's a Texans one.
Yeah.
That looks like a kid one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not.
These are pretty. Now here's the little filters. So this is a filter. It's $1.
Okay.
So.
These
Hello.
are pretty.
Oh, nice. It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you both. I'm Rob, and this is my mom, Sarah. She's here to help me today.
Gosh, you look great.
Oh,
I
thank
never
you.
guessed you were his mom.
Well, I had him a little bit young. Not super young, but.
Me too. I have mine young too.
Is this your first time here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I know you've been here.
I've been here a few times. I'm actually live right now on YouTube. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. The thing.
Thank you.
So that's why I'm going to like move it away until you're ready. But
Okay.
yeah. So I had it scheduled for 3, so I went ahead and started and did some talking out there, and I'm just showing people the cool stuff you have in your gift shop.
Take your time.
Halloween headquarters.
Yeah, that's what I said. You can pick up your Halloween stuff and your Day of the Dead stuff and your everything else. You got these cool. I don't even know what these are. Figurines. These are so cool.
Furry bones figures.
Okay, we can come in here and talk out of the way. We're going to come and talk out of the way whenever you're ready.
Okay, yeah, sure. You got little. These are business card holders for typically at like funeral homes. They'd have these little casket business card holders. So Genevieve is the president, and got Lucy and McKenna. I don't think we're gonna meet them today. What was it? But McKenna's the docent. How do you say it? Docent. Maybe that's a job I could take one day. Give people tours here. You get urn, like a little urn USB.
Mm-hmm. And then one is an urn, and then you have this one that's shaped
Like a casket, coffin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are so cool. Oh, okay. And here's the cost: $10. Seniors 55 and older. So mom, you'd get the senior rate.
Okay.
$9. Dad, if he came, he'd get the senior or the veterans. He's $9.
What is that for the admission, right?
Yeah, this is free. This is the admission.
Oh, okay.
Group rates are 25 or more. You don't really want to bring a group right now of 20.
No, not now.
Are these like for adults or are they kids?
It's just supposed to be different, but it's for an adult.
How much are the masks?
$10.
$10 is not bad. Some of these are really
It's
pretty.
pretty, look.
Yeah. These are really cool.
See that shirt over there? It's better to be over the hill than under it.
It's a Frida death mask. Hats and magnets. Dog ears, I'm dead. That's a cool shirt. Cool. All right. Well, this is the gift shop. Let's go into the actual museum and see what they have. Now I've been here a few times, and my mom hasn't been here. So you can do a scavenger hunt, kids. Leave your donations. The History of Cremation exhibit space for more information how you can be part of the foundation of this exhibit. So they're building a cremation exhibit. It's a new exhibit here that I guess that they're going to put in this area. Oh, and this is the shovel that was used when they ground broke this museum in 1992. So they broke ground here on 1992. Robert L. Waltrip. Golden shovel. The whole area dedicated to presidential funerals. We've got the Bush family. They were local to the Houston area, so special things for their funeral programs. You have a lot of funeral programs here. This is a hearse. This is a whole section dedicated to his funeral. We got a looping video showing his funeral procession. And yeah, so this is where we're at in Spring, just north of Houston. And they took him to College Station. Actually, they took him on the rail, the Union Pacific Railway, which is in Old Town Spring. So they took him on the rail up to College Station, where his library is, his presidential library is. That's where he's buried. Here's his place at College Station where he's buried. Did services in Washington, D.C. and in Houston. Had a wreath from Yale. Ammunition box. Forged 21 gun salute. A lot of stuff for Abraham Lincoln. He was killed in office. This whole section here is dedicated to different presidential funerals. We have a mock-up of Abraham Lincoln in his casket. There's the old Honest Abe. It's his death mask. Death masks are kind of a popular thing. Leave us your Lincoln. A cute way to get some. There's a mock-up diorama, if you will, of them delivering him on the train to the hearse, horse-drawn hearse. Kennedy. Like I said, we're live here at the National Museum of Funeral History. Oh, and check this out. One thing you can do when you come here is they have these stickers on the floor called Selfie Spots, where you can sit here and get a selfie with the hearse, and you can post it on social media with your hashtag funeral museum. So that's fun. That's a fun thing to do when you come here. On caskets. This was a casket for 3. So they figured the whole family would fit in this one. And you can come and read more about that. And this casket has got actual money. The whole casket is covered in bills and coins. Unique. They have some really unique caskets here that obviously were never used. And here's a mock-up of an old casket making shop. You can hear the sounds. There's a speaker down here. You can hear the woodworking. They've got a nice collection of old hearses of different styles. Super cool cars. This would be a cool place to come do like photo shoots. Like if you wanted to do some model photo shoots, I'm sure you could talk to these ladies about doing that. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. Yeah, my mom's checking things out.
No, there's a lot to see here.
There's a lot to see here, and it's a wonderful museum.
Thank you.
Could you tell me a little bit about the museum?
Okay, so of course the museum's been around for a very long time. So many people don't realize that we're still a wonderful gem here in the city. We've been here since 1992, And it was actually founded by Mr. R.L. Waltrip, who is the founder of Service Corporation International, which is one of the big funeral corporations.
Okay.
But he had such an amazing car collection of hearses, him and a couple of his friends, that he wanted a place to kind of house some of his cars. And as you can see, there's tons of them on display. And at the same time, he also realized that the rich tools of our trade and the rich heritage of our industry was actually being discarded into landfills. Like, what are you going to do with a cooling board, or
Right.
what are you going to do with some old embalming tools? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, unless that's your profession and you have a special niche to actually, want to hold on to those items, they kind of get discarded.
Right.
And so the amazing history of our industry was also being discarded. And he thought, what a wonderful opportunity to capture the history of our industry and actually tell our story and what it is that we do in caring for the dead. And so that's how the museum got born. Yeah, so it's an awesome facility. As you can see, you're witnessing it yourself.
Yeah. And it's part of the there's a mortuary school attached to it, right?
Yes, there is. There's Commonwealth Institute for Funeral Services is on the opposite side of our building. So, and that's actually, I attended that schooling as well.
Okay.
And got my license as a mortician.
Okay, so you're not just a museum person, you're an actual mortician.
I'm an actual mortician, a dual licensed funeral director and embalmer.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And now I get to educate about our profession and help people get a little behind the scenes look on what we do as funeral professionals and how we've been caring for our dead for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this museum, like you said, there are lots of hearses and instruments. One of the craziest ones, I think, is it that one? That
the bus, the funeral bus?
Yeah.
Oh, the one that tipped up?
Yeah, do you want to can we go over there?
Let's check that one piece.
So needless to say, I've been here before. I know what's here. My mom hasn't been here before, but I think you could probably tell the story better. And this just blows my mind.
Right. But start putting together a story and understanding how it can. It's actually kind of fascinating. So first thing I always tell people is when you observe the bus, there's a few things that you can take note of, and one would be the wheel. We don't have the best reception back here.
Okay, I disconnected the Wi-Fi, so now I'm on data. It should be okay. It should be okay.
So the whole concept of our Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Tell them just to wait. Bear with us a moment.
One moment, guys. This is what happens when you go live. Anything can happen.
Technical difficulties. Go to get settings, Wi-Fi, and go to corp employee. No, dignity guest. Okay, it's pound sign. Username. Pound sign.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully that'll help.
Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, now it's...
Yep, now hit accept.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, let's get back.
Sorry that we didn't have you on that.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Sorry for the little delay. Nobody's watching live right now. Oh, actually, maybe. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So technical difficulties, right? It's all in how we persevere through them, right?
Exactly.
Charging, right? So that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Sure.
We just put it to the test. No, so the fun thing about the funeral bus is, if you can see, we're going to start at the front.
Mm-hmm.
You have this amazing cabin up front for the driver.
Looks very comfortable.
I know, right? I don't even know. It probably did have a cushion at one time, but it probably got completely disintegrated
Rat-eaten and stuff. Yeah.
Because it actually was found in a field. and they had to
Wow.
clean it up. And then here you have the place for the coffin, the body, and then the flowers go on top, or you can put a secondary coffin if unfortunately you have to. And then you have the middle portion here, if you can see inside a little bit. That's where the family sits.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it does look pretty nice in there, actually.
And there's a door that will lead into the back here. And this is where the pallbearers would be and other mourners attending the service.
The whole funeral party.
Yeah, the funeral party. So if you think about this, and then if you look underneath the bus, you can see, like we said before, the tires were designed for the trolley tracks of San Francisco streets. And the whole purpose of the bus was to alleviate the multi-car or multi-horse-drawn funeral procession.
Ah,
It's like, why have all these cars? Let's just put everybody in the bus, right?
okay.
Great idea, great concept. Unfortunately, there's a design flaw. If you think of the streets of San Francisco, they're very, very steep.
They go, yeah, like that.
Very, very steep going up. And then if you look at, if you had a few people in the front and then you had multiple people in the back, yes. So the weight distribution wasn't quite accurate. And the bus actually tipped up on its butt going up a steep hill in San Francisco. And the story is that all the mourners were kind of like falling on top of each other, and the casket got disturbed, and yeah, so the bus got taken out of commission because
Okay.
they couldn't redesign it for functionality. So, and it ended up in a field. Somebody found it, restored it, and donated it to the museum. Quite a beast to move. You have to move this thing.
I can only imagine. Like,
Yeah.
this would have to be put on a train or a
Oh.
flatbed or something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to drive this from San Francisco to here?
No. I wonder how many streets we would tear up along the way.
Oh, with those
We would
wheels.
tear up some
Yeah.
concrete.
Yeah.
They're pretty solid.
I was thinking that it tipped up and then like a bunch of people died or something.
No, nobody
That
died.
was- okay.
No. Just the person that was unfortunately dead, he was still dead.
Right.
But thankfully, everyone survived. It was more of about the embarrassment and the humiliation of the whole fact. You never, ever, ever want to bring more grief or trauma
Right.
to a funeral.
Absolutely.
If at all possible.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And these are I don't remember. It's been a couple of years since I've been here, so I don't.
So have you not seen the History of Cremation Exhibit?
I have not at all. This is new to
Oh,
me.
Wow. So this is our newest edition. It
Okay.
just opened up. It's been opened up for a full year now. Almost 2 years. Wow. Yeah. So it has been about 2 years for you to be
Okay.
in here. Yeah. Maybe when you came, we would have had a big black tarp up.
Maybe.
We were
Yeah, I
constructing
think that
this.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a niche wall. A niche wall houses the cremated remains of multiple people.
Actual.
No, there's no actual.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're not a mausoleum.
Okay.
So we will not house actual cremated remains in here. This is actually an opportunity for the museum to raise money.
Mhm.
So people can actually put an urn in with their loved one's name in memory of. Just
Okay.
kind of like a memory wall.
Okay.
Allowing different businesses and or companies that support our industry,
Yeah.
having them an opportunity to let their business be known and what they do for our industry.
Okay.
So it's an awesome thing. It's just amazing how many different urn styles there are.
is this the-
No, that's the back.
That's the. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you're going backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want to go in backwards.
It's carpet lined caskets.
Yeah. So you want me to tour this one for you? You want me to take you in, or do you want to give you a little history behind it? What do you want me to do? Tell you a story.
Yeah, sure. Let's just walk through and then.
Sure. So actually, this is the first crematory in North America,
Washington, Pennsylvania.
Washington, Pennsylvania.
Is it still there?
It is, and it looks just like this. Yes, it is still. It's still standing. You can actually go to Washington, Pennsylvania, go to the Historical Society, and make an appointment to go up and actually see it and walk into it.
And is it still in use?
No.
Oh.
No longer in use. Hasn't been in use for many years.
And this is kind of what it looks like
This
when
is
they're.
not kind of. This is exactly what it looks like. We're going to now transport you to Washington, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
You are no longer in Houston, Texas. So this is an exact replica. If you were to be standing, if you look at that picture back there,
Yeah.
the people were witnessing the first cremation of Baron de Palm. This is a crib, the metal crib that they would use. They put the body on. It had to be a really strong metal in order to withstand the heat. This is just a viewing table that they would wheel them in. The second room was the viewing room, which they would come through the door and then bring the body and then put the body into the crematory. And it was coal fed. This is a replica of the tools. This is an actual door from the crematory.
So that's what would be right there.
Yes. That actually will open up. You hang the door, you close it, and then you crank it. You crank it closed, tighten it down.
How long does it take for the body to actually finish the process?
Then or now?
Now.
Now it takes anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 hours, depending upon the size of the body, the heat of the machine, when you're starting and stuff like that. More cool questions?
Well, I just wondered because, never mind. That's
We
okay.
just lost.
My
lost
brother.
someone.
I'm sorry. Did he get cremated? Yeah. Was it COVID?
Ma'am?
Was it COVID?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Well, he had issues before that, but they said that he had COVID when he went in the hospital, but he'd been on oxygen for several years because COPD.
Oh yeah, that just kind of put you over.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for your
Oh,
loss.
well, I was just
I'm
curious.
sorry. No, and this is like hitting close to home right now. And that's some of the things about the museum is it does hit close to home sometimes when people come in. And we're very sensitive to that. So again, my sincerest condolences. But sometimes it does, it'll help you
Yeah.
understand a little bit more of what goes on with your loved
I
one.
mean, and he even told me and his son the day he passed that he wanted to be cremated. So it was, I'm sorry. Do you not want me to say that?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's
Hey,
okay.
it's the reality, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
And
I
that-
thought that was the easiest thing for everybody to do, like right now, because you can't really have any, we haven't even had
The good thing about
memorial for him yet, because what this
Yeah.
happened like August the 14th, something like that. I think that was the day he passed, because our birthdays were in September. His birthday was September 13th and mine was the 20th, and he told me.
Evidence of cremation memorialization was found in Greece as early as 1000 BC.
one of the things I think might be interesting to point out with cremation. You want to bring your camera over here for a sec?
Sure.
One of the things I
Sure.
think is interesting, because I'm going to show it to you over there,
Okay.
is the amount. People always say, "Oh, how much ash is left over?" Right?
Yeah.
And I always find it interesting to find out that if we get cremated, we will almost return to our birth weight.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I think that's
His other uncle passed away 2 years ago when he was cremated, and he wanted his ashes to be spread in Galveston.
Oh.
And so we actually went down there, and
Wait till I show you a glimpse of the future, what we can do with our ashes now.
he was the one
Yeah.
that did it.
Oh.
I ended up wearing half of them because of the wind.
Oh no. So the history of cremation obviously goes even further back. We have a kiosk that helps to explain how long cremation's been around for thousands of years, prior to coming to North America. And here are the different sections of a mausoleum. A lot of the crematories were in a mausoleum or church-like structure,
Mhm.
and then they had different floors where they had the cremation chambers, the committal rooms, the chapels. And they're very, very ornate buildings, very ornate. And still many of them are standing today. And we even have a Lego
A
crematory.
Lego crematory. I definitely have some friends.
Russell.
Yeah, they would love to see that.
Yeah. And here we have an awesome video that shows the scientific cremation process.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we have it closed down to COVID, just to decrease touching here in the facility. But it's a really scientific based video to show you the whole process. Non-graphic, of course, just kind of like a really scientific based video. And then this shows you after the body has been cremated,
Yeah.
what actually happens next. So after we've removed the bones, because basically cremation is just removing us, reducing us to just our bones. All of our matter that has made up of water and fat gets completely burned away. And so we have to run a magnet through the remains, because if there's any metal parts that your body housed, they need to come out so they don't damage the pulverizing machine. So these are unpulverized ashes here. And then once they go into the pulverizer, which has a dull blade that spins at a high rate of speed, it will reduce it down to the two different textures of ash that you actually see in picture 6. And
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What Uncle Mike had hip replacements,
Yeah. So
and they asked me, do we want them? I said, I don't know why we would want them. I mean,
maybe a gold tooth, but not a hip replacement, right? So, and then these are the identification discs that accompany the cremated remains through the entire process. This is it before it gets cremated, and this is what it looks like after cremation.
Yep.
And this is the average amount of human cremated remains of the average person.
in rice form.
In rice form, yes.
yeah.
So, and the average temperature of the cremation is about 1,200 degrees.
Yeah, Uncle Mike came in a box like that and had his tag look just like that. So,
Exactly.
and his dust looked like that. And I'm sure his hip looked like that.
See, I mean, it kind of brings things to a different perspective for you. And I know it's probably hard because it's so close to the time frame for you guys right now, but I don't know. How do you feel? I've never experienced having a tour with somebody who's been so close to death so recent. Do you find it enlightening or like?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, and I was kind of wondering what happens. And, I mean, the funeral director when we did his Uncle Mike, because me and his dad were in charge of making the arrangements, told us a few things, and that's when she had asked us what kind of, if you had a hip. We told him you had a hip replacement, and they said, "What do you want to do with it?" Like, well, we don't want it. I mean, I guess some people they think they want it.
Well, I think also
scrap
too,
it or something.
they
I don't
do.
know.
Actually, they recycle it. As you can see, most of the metal is recycled. What they'll do is they'll send it to a scrap metal place, and then it'll get melted down and then reused. And actually, you'll see at the end of this video, it actually shows you that's in here. It'll actually show you the recycling of that in which you don't want, and then it just gets put into sheet metal.
Yeah, because we had this got one of these
Just
boxes for I don't know what they did for my brother, because my nephew was the one that handled that, because he's in Dallas. I mean, I haven't even been up there since it happened. So we haven't had a memorial service or anything yet.
That's
a
yes.
copy of your certificate.
Yes, it is a copy of my certificate. I am a crematory operator as well. I plan to be cremated myself. My sister was cremated, and I'll introduce you to my sister in a moment. This is cremation literature
and propaganda.
And propaganda, because cremation was a huge, practice that so many people were against. So there was some taboo behind it. There were people that didn't believe in it. They felt it was not an acceptable practice of disposition. And so these are some of the shakers and movers behind me that actually were instrumental.
Cremationists.
And helping.
They sound like a supervillain team. The Cremationists.
Yes.
They will turn you to ash.
They help pave the way, if you will.
I thought you were going to be more solemn and
I'm sorry. I mean, it's all in seriousness.
Yes. Oh, of course, everything here is very much in seriousness, but sometimes there's this delicate balance that we have to maintain, because we're human, right? And we will have these overwhelming emotional reactions, but you have to counterbalance it sometimes with some humor. Not to be disrespectful by any means.
Absolutely.
It just helps to balance the sadness.
Projections on cremation.
Yes.
So
on the rise.
So in the business of the mortuary business, what is more advantageous to the funeral home? a traditional embalming, casket, burial, funeral, or a cremation?
A traditional burial, obviously, because there's more services that are provided in that particular way of disposition.
But graveyards only have so much space.
Yeah, but there's a lot of space here in the U.S.
Yeah.
So it all depends on how you put it, what kind of perspective and light you shed upon it.
Have you been to Hollywood Forever?
No, I have not, but I've heard a lot about it.
It's amazing.
Really?
It's really amazing. There are people there that are like, oh, they're dead?
Oh, I know. That's what happens when you go into Things for the Memories. When you go into Things for the Memories, have you been in there yet?
I have before. It's been a while. Yeah.
I think that exact same reaction happens. Sometimes, like, I remember I got a memorial folder and I had to look it up, and I'm like, who is this gentleman? I was like, what? He was the creator of Doritos?
Yeah.
No way. And he passed away. So it's kind of cool.
Well, and they have the tombs with the, I don't know, what do you call them? The like cabinets, like not cabinets, but like the mausoleum type thing. Just like stacks and stacks of.
In the mausoleum.
People. Yeah.
Where the inside, when you go through the hallway, like where Marilyn Monroe is buried.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have her crypt front. That's her original crypt front from her burial spot. So this is just kind of like a nice continuation of cremation, understanding what an urn is and the different styles of urns and how they've evolved through time. And then we have what we call a glimpse into the future.
I did definitely want to ask about the more natural type.
Yes, eco-friendly, earth-friendly type burials. Yeah. So this is like all the different stuff that you can do with cremated remains. Obviously, you can put them in an urn and house them in your home. Put them in an urn and put them in a niche. Or you can take a portion of those cremated remains and turn it into a diamond. Or you can put them into a glass, blown glass weight or pennant. Or you can become a tree.
Become a tree. I've also heard of like people having their ashes put in records.
Yes, you can put them into records, put them into a paint, put them into a tattoo. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Here is put into a painting. So I told you I was going to introduce her to death in 2006, and we had her cremated. And like you guys, the cremation to me, even though it's a final disposition, it isn't final. Fast forward 10 years later, and here I am, still grieving the loss of my sister, still not really being able to be around her cremated remains through her urn. But I had this fascinating opportunity here with this exhibition. And 10 years later, I had an opportunity to kind of bring my sister back into my life in a way. I met this amazing artist, Haida Hatchery, out of New York, and she actually takes the cremated ashes of your loved one and turns them into a portrait of them. So you are seeing my sister, through her actual cremated remains.
That's amazing. And can you feel like when you're in this area?
I feel a sense of calm.
Okay.
Like my sister is always here with me.
Yeah.
It's very peaceful. I just turned her into a diamond as well. So I'm excited to see what that's gonna look like. I took her to Switzerland when we were doing the research for this exhibit, and I actually got to take a portion of her with me to Switzerland. I'm like, okay, we're going for a travel now, sis. And it was just so amazing. And I got to the airport, and the guy was like, oh, I need to see what this is. And I said, those are my sister's cremated remains. And he instantly became so respectful. It was just witnessing that, knowing that he was willing to have that and show that respect for her. I was
because probably not too many people carry that with them, and he's probably like, what is this?
Yeah, well, they're used to people because you can travel with cremated remains, but not too many people do.
Yeah,
some people are comfortable. And this is our family cat. Also, we had our family cat done, and it was basically to show the different techniques that she used with the cremated remains.
That's amazing. That's simply amazing.
So still celebrating her life.
Absolutely.
In a different way, and still keeping her close and near.
My nephew said that my brother had a house in Dallas that he's going to tear down because he's a builder and build a new house there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was speaking to his wife, and she was saying, well, maybe we could sprinkle Harvey's ashes in the cement so he can always be at his home.
Oh,
And I said,
that's
well,
wonderful.
I said, why don't you just put his iron in the wall? In one of the walls, he could always be in his house.
He'll always be there. The sky is the limit at cremation, I always feel. Like you never know what's going to come over your heart today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. You know, it's what brings you comfort, you know, and what makes you, what you think that your loved one would have enjoyed or liked. Like you said,
Because
put him in his home.
he promised his son that the son promised my brother that he wasn't going to sell the property.
Oh.
I mean, it's in the part of Dallas, it's really up and coming, close to downtown.
So that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Just might not be able to sell the next homeowner. No.
Love urns.
Oh yeah.
There's
Love
so
urns.
many different things. And I know, like Gene Roddenberry, for example,
Yeah.
part of his ashes were put in a capsule and they shot it up into space. But
I actually helped put his
Did you?
ashes in the capsule.
no,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Actually got to touch. It was a great honor.
I can only
Gene
imagine.
Roddenberry, the three guys that are featured in there. I can't remember them all now. James Doohan.
Okay.
Yeah. Since you're talking about it, we can go check it out.
What a segue.
Oh yes.
It's like I've done this before or something.
So here we have things for the memory. Oh, that's sorry. Let's not surpass George Barris. You know.
Yeah, of course. George Barris with the
Batmobile.
he did the Batmobile and he did the Munsters.
Yeah, the jalopy.
They had him on the Pickers one year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
American
They
Pickers.
bought
this is
a vehicle.
so this is this
This is an exact replica of his casket.
with
That was
the
hand
Batmobile wings.
Yes, that was hand painted from a very dear friend of his. From was it the Custom Paint and Body? Yeah, they painted it for him, and it's actually car paint that they used.
That's amazing.
For his casket. And we had the Batmobile here for a whole year.
I don't know if I
It's been
saw
about
it
3
here.
years now, I think.
Can't remember if I saw it here or not.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to stumble across here.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, I've been here a few times, and you guys are always adding stuff.
Yeah, we're always
For
trying
sure.
to keep it fresh and always bringing something new
Gotta
and
do
interesting.
that.
So yeah, let's go back and check out where Gene Roddenberry is.
You've got a Wizard. I went to the Oz Museum
Oh, did you really? I didn't know there was one.
in Wamego, Kansas.
Wow.
It's
Oh,
it's west. It's just west of Topeka.
wow.
And
Is that the one we saw at the state fair that year?
yeah, a long time ago. I mean,
The Wienermobile?
no, this.
The Munchkin.
Oh, the Munchkin.
I think he was the last
He
Munchkin.
was, yes. Yes, he was.
Yep, we met him before
Robbie Meinhardt.
his certificate of death was written.
That was for the Wicked Witch of the East.
Yep.
Yes. So Thanksgiving Memories is a lot of fun. I call it sensory overload because there's so much to see in here and do and read, and this is where you get those oh my gosh, I didn't know that person died, or oh my gosh, I didn't know that person created this or was responsible for that.
And you guys have the funeral programs for so many people. How do you guys get a hold of these?
We have a wonderful gentleman, John Herzig. He actually, over there, you can see he was in the Ripley's, believe it or not, over there on that wall.
Okay.
He was in the Ripley's, believe it or not, for having the largest funeral memorial collection in the world.
Well, that's cool. Like when people in life, they collect things and then they can donate those to museums.
Yes, and he's a great supporter.
The guy that invented Doritos, Arch West.
Yeah.
He died in 2011.
It's crazy, huh?
Wow, you would just think, Doritos, they were just there.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't an actual person.
Right, exactly, huh? There's a real person behind those. Oh, and then also the guy remember the gentleman that the Aussie, was it the Osplay or something? I gotta remember. I can't remember it, but he was the spokesperson for it. He sold
Jim Henson.
the OxyClean.
Oh, Billy May? Billy Mays? Yeah, Billy Mays.
Yeah.
Yep. But wait, there's more. Yep. Yeah, he hit his head in like an airplane, and then he had a heart attack right after that.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shame.
I was telling you about the Hollywood Forever
Cemetery. Yes.
cemetery.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. We see Marilyn
Yes.
Monroe here. That reminded me. Oh my gosh, what is his name? The young man who played Chekhov in the new Star Trek movies. Like Yeltsin. What's his first name?
I'm not sure.
He died working on his Corvette. Like it came off the jack and like crushed him. When I went to visit the cemetery, his mom was there with the Corvette, just sitting at his grave, reading a book with the car. Like she drove the car there, so like it was so weird to me.
Wow.
Knowing he
Like
died.
bringing it full circle, kind of.
Yeah.
Right? It's like knowing that that's what killed him, and yet she still is embracing that element in her life. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Wow.
It was kind of creepy, but it's like, well, she's grieving because this was like, I don't know, maybe been a year since he had passed, so he was young. I don't know, but yeah, Marilyn Monroe. She Village Memorial Park. So that's another.
Have you been there?
I haven't been to that one. No. Hollywood Forever is the only cemetery I've been to in LA. Because my friend took me there. He was like, "You got to see this place," you know.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you come to Houston. You got to see the museum, right?
Yeah. Oh no, the humanity. Oh, Robin Williams
shoes that he actually wore on the RV movie.
I mean, how does that even?
We just sometimes exhibit pieces find us, and sometimes we actually go out looking for them.
Yeah, Merrell's a good hiking brand.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't think I saw that one.
Oh, it's a funny movie if you haven't had a chance to see that one. I've actually seen it. Actually watched it again just to see his shoes in the movie.
Just to see the shoes.
Yeah. And then, of course, Walt Disney himself, you know. That's a funeral museum without Walt Disney, right?
The Snow White casket.
A replica for Casket, yeah. It's pretty kind of puts it in perspective sometimes. It just brings the movie to life, right? Wow.
Some of these I didn't realize it'd been
so
13.
Yeah, right? It seems like yesterday.
27 Club. And then here we go. Here's Gene Roddenberry and James Doohan. So these all went up together.
Yes, they've been going together slowly.
We were talking about here's the
little capsules that they're in. Wow. Those are the replica of the exact capsule.
That's
and
amazing.
Then this is obviously a model of the capsule, the
of
rocket,
the rocket
which
that
they're
sent them
placed.
up.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
placed in.
That's amazing. Yeah, Gene Roddenberry from El Paso, I found out recently.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I guess they got shipped out from New Mexico. They got the New Mexico sun on there.
Yeah, it's just, there's so much to see here at the museum.
There sure is.
It's truly amazing. And of course, we're in Houston, so while in Houston, you know, NASA's down the road.
An hour away.
Yeah. Oh, but in Houston, that's down the road.
Yeah.
For sure. Where are you guys originally from?
Here.
Here?
I live close, yeah.
Okay, good.
I live like 10 minutes from here.
Oh, wow. Wow. I realized you were so close.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was talking to Lydia about coming here, I think I was, yeah, on the phone. I was actually on my way to get barbecue at Southern Key Barbecue, which is right
Oh,
here.
yeah, right there.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I did a video there recently.
Oh, that is so cool.
So yeah, they're super great
So
people.
what do you want to see next?
Well, I don't want to show too much because I
Yeah.
want people to come here.
Exactly.
So I don't want to show off the whole museum.
We've
But
been doing this for about an hour. Too.
yeah, we're at 50 minutes, and I don't
Oh,
want to take
good,
too
good,
much
good.
of your time.
Okay.
But an amazing papal exhibit back here. We won't go back there, but you should.
The whole international hall is back there as well.
Yeah, I definitely want to show the caskets from, is it Cameroon?
Ghana, West Africa.
Ghana.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Do you want me to hold that?
Have you seen
Want me to hold it?
the funeral dance thing that they do, where they put them on their shoulders and they dance around? And
I haven't actually seen the funeral dance, no, I have to be honest. But I've seen it in a book, but not actually. You know, I've seen
there's
pictures.
there are videos
Oh,
on
wow.
YouTube, and people have put music to it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Oh, you guys have moved some of your
Yeah, but they're still back there. We had to do some moving around because we're working on some stuff.
Japanese ceremonial hearse.
There's always stuff that gets moved around in here all the time.
There's Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos exhibit. Do you have people come in here and do like photo shoots and stuff like that?
We've had a few people using the museum as a backdrop. Pretty cool.
Well, let's look at these. Let's look at these. Now this is something I felt like people, what they love in life, they want to celebrate when they get married.
It's basically representative of what they either did in life or what they hope to achieve in their afterlife.
An outboard, leak alarmer, fish, crab.
Actually bury them. Correct. I always get that question. Do they actually bury these?
I've been into like Chinese supermarkets where they burn the money or houses and
Buried?
those
Yeah.
spirits, yeah, to their loved ones.
There's so many amazing cultural and ritual traditions that it's really hard to capture them all. I think that's what's amazing about our world now is it's so opened up with Google and the internet and what you're doing with your YouTubing, being able to just like bring different parts of the nation or the world to computer screens.
And I know you guys are close to the airport. Not a lot of people are traveling right now. I was talking to Leah before she said that you get some international visitors that are curious.
I get this one.
Okay. that are some international visitors that are curious about what is this weird funeral museum about.
Exactly.
But not too many locals know about it. It seems like. So that's one of the when I'm putting together videos about stuff in Houston. Close, it's a place every time I come, something amazing.
Thank you.
So, they're looking at something. It's safe. Wear your mask. Use the sanitizer, and learn about the funeral industry. It's fascinating. Everyone dies. Everyone has to go through this process and to know and to just let it instead of just let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many different ways you can celebrate a loved one's life. So just do what is best for you.
Yeah, exactly. Do what you enjoy. We only get one life.
Yeah,
So.
and we only get one death.
That's right, yes.
Well, unless you die and you come back to life, then that's another story.
The whole virtual aspect of it, and the disposition, you only get that once. So.
Yeah. So definitely some things to think about. Like for me, this isn't even possible yet, but what I would prefer is if I get put in a capsule, just not embalmed or anything. Just put in a capsule, like not a portion of my ashes, but my whole body, shot into outer space like Spock in Star Trek 2, and then just go as far out as possible, and maybe just roam through the universe dead.
Just letting your capsule float around.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
would be very interesting. So you're a space person. You love space.
a little bit, yeah, yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I don't want to add more garbage to the earth.
So it'll just be space junk.
Space junk, yeah, yeah. That's my dream.
Yeah, there you go.
We all have our own
We all have our
ideas.
goals.
We all have our goals, but
That's awesome.
thank you so much
Oh,
for
yeah.
taking me on this tour today.
Awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Um,
I mean, yes, and we offer tours. Not right now with COVID, but we do have docents that'll come in and really give in-depth tours of the museum. You just have to call ahead. Doesn't cost anything extra. 1 or 2 people is the minimum, and you'll get a really awesome, in-depth understanding of the National Museum of Funeral History here in Houston.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
Appreciate it.
Come check it out. It's NF. What's the website?
Yes, the website is nmfh.org.
nmfh.org. All right.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Thank you. Let's hit the end button.